Interior, command center, probably day, windowless room, you know. Sparks fly from shattered future pillars that once jettisoned from Alpha and Zordon's open floor, high ceiling, zero bath studio home office. Alpha is standing near what appears to be a corpse encased in a large corn husk as the Power Rangers teleport into the chaotic scene with a beam of prideful light. Alpha 5, sadly, but knowing the room is focused on their plump rear. Aye, Rangers. Ivan Ooze came. I was helpless. I couldn't help him. Zordon is dying. The Rangers rush up to where Alpha is standing, cautiously as to avoid tripping over his dumpy backside. They see Zordon missing more than his lifeful, carefree attitude. His upper lip is missing as well. Kimberly, on the verge of tears, both due to her father figure dying before her and Alpha's halved onion ass to her side.
Zordon, you can't be dying. You're that of a father figure to me. And my dad, he's not dead. Can't you see? Dads don't die, Zordon.
Billy, like a nerd.
I'm sorry to tell you this, Kim, but daddies?
Billy pauses to hold back a fat tear sweltering beneath his thick-rimmed glasses. Billy continued.
Daddies do die.
The Rangers all begin to cry at the realization that Zordon, the millennia-old stranger that brought a group of teenagers together to fight his war, is about to fade out before them. Zordon starts moving his head around as he sniffs the air like a blind dog smelling for treats. Zordon, exhausted and sniffing.
Rangers, is that you? I haven't long. Ivan has won the battle, but you cannot let him win the war. You must listen to Alpha. He's the new daddy now. This may be my last breath, so listen. I love you all so much. Thank you for being a friend.
And with that, Zordon goes limp. Kimberly starts crying as a silence falls over the command center. Rocky, who has kept his composure through the whole hectic ordeal, perks up. Rocky, in a concerned whisper, "Hey, team, now that Zordon is gone, we should see what this freak's dick looks like." Tommy, confused, bordering on angry. "Excuse me, Rocky? The heck did you just say? You want us to see Zordon's penis? That's so messed up." Adam, like Vash the Stampede. "No, I get where Rocky's coming from. It would be crazy for us to pass on this opportunity. Like, for science, you know? Right, Kimberly?" Kimberly, crying and confused.
Wait, what?
Aisha.
Yeah, let's see what Zordon's rockin', Rocky.
Rocky lifts up the corn husk robe that was covering Zordon's lower half. We find out he was wearing a two-piece husk. One a skirt, the other a long sleep shirt. Emerging from the husk is a similarly husk-like penile unit sprouting from Zordon's pelvis. It's pale white and bizarre looking. Adam, like that dude from Akira. "Whoa, sick dude. Why is his foreskin so long?" Aisha.
It's like a Slim Jim when half the meat's been squeezed from the casing.
You cursed.
Rocky. And it's so cold it's condensating around the base of the shaft. Adam. And his pubes. They're spider webs. Literal spider webs. At this moment, Tommy, Billy, and Kimberly stomp their foots down. The force jiggles Alpha's bodacious posterior. Kimberly, angrily.
Okay, guys, I know you're new around here, but we need to respect Zordon.
Tommy, pissed but still a stud. Yeah, this isn't what Zordon would have wanted. At this moment, Alpha comes to alert and puts his robotic hand to Tommy's chest. Alpha 5, seriously. No, Tommy. Alpha looks around the room, panning over each ranger with his dead robotic glare. Alpha 5 continued. That is where you're wrong, Rangers. This is exactly what Zordon would have wanted. For you all to see his pale, icy penis only made slightly warm by spider webs here today on Mostly Speakin' Sentai. Oh, yes, guys. Like I didn't say, my name is James. Oh, why are you here? Probably to listen to us discuss Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie. And what you got is a recurring bit that Nicole and I was doing about, hey, now that Zordon's dead, we should totally see this dude's dick throughout the entire movie. And I made it into the fucking intro. Script style, guys. And to anyone who's never read a script is like, I don't understand the reference they're making. Interior day? Day? What? Exterior. Oh my God, exterior on that posterior because I want to bite into Alpha's juicy, thick ass with my co-host. You know her, you love her. It's Nicole the Bricks Jakey.
Hi.
How are you, my queen?
My neck is itchy.
Maybe you need to wash it better?
No, it's from eczema, so I just need to put more lotion on it.
That'll do it.
Our guest, unknowns to us, is also loving eczema theory.
Oh no, my partner has it, so I get that.
Okay, all right. Your comedy partner?
No, a life partner, I guess.
Okay. My life partner is my comedy partner as well.
Ultimately, don't they end up that way? Isn't that just the nature of human relationship? Hey, I'm Rob.
Yeah, let's introduce him. You know him from the Tokyo Lives podcast and the Twitch streams they do as well. It's Roberto, keeping it weird in fucking Austin.
It's hardly weird anymore, but I try as best as I can. So I just walk around with a mullet these days. But now everyone's got a mullet.
That's pretty weird.
Oh, then you need to shave it. No, you need to do a reverse mullet, long in the front.
But I've got the widow's peak now. I'm getting old, I promised I would one day rock a mullet to a friend, and lo and behold, the quarantine was the perfect time to start growing one.
See, I once said that to my friend Sean, and I don't need to make good on that promise, because that boy's dead.
Oh my God.
Yes.
You promised that you would rock a mullet?
Yeah, I said, dude, if you're still around in 3 years, I'll rock a mullet. And I said that on December 11th, 2007.
Yeah.
Wow.
He died on December 12th.
Oh, that would probably.
And I was like, oh, this is traumatic, and I'll be dealing with this for the entirety of my life, but at least I don't need to rock the mullet now.
See, that's the thing about life. There's highs and lows in all facets,
Uh-huh.
And he didn't believe in heaven, so it's not like he's looking down on me. He went into the void.
He's free from all earthly delights, but also all earthly pains. So he's
Ain't that the dream?
truly, man, to simply be once more in the void. One day.
I do hear, as long as it's not the purgatory void, because that's where all them...
as long as
that
it's
one's
not
real windy.
the movie.
Too much wind. Not a big fan.
It also has all those unbaptized babies who died.
Too many babies. Mm-hmm. You don't want this hitting you in the face. It's a big whirlwind. I read Dante's Inferno.
ICP in one of their songs says, so many judges in hell, fucking judges in hell. What if they were talking about purgatory, they'd be saying, whiny babies in purgatory, whiny babies,
Yeah, they really are. They do hit like the cutting edge of experimentation. Mm-hmm. That's the beautiful thing about ICP is they're always like, what's the next step? What's how can we push it even further? You know what? Dead babies. Yeah. It was popular in 1993. We're bringing it back.
The 90s are coming back, so
They are.
I like the 90s to come on my back.
Wow.
Like is there a personification to you of the 90s? Like, is there a physical entity that you would say this is the 90s? Or is it more like just a nebulous like visage, like a vague shape that is the 90s?
No, I want someone to just squeeze a big old gusher onto my back like a cum shot.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's good. Go-Gurt maybe?
Yeah, Go-Gurt. Is Go-Gurt 90s or is Go-Gurt early 2000s in your mind?
Oh, yeah, I think you're right. All us, like, all our hippie parents became, like started getting like really into probiotics right around then. So like 90s to 2000s, who knows? It's a wash.
You're saying all our hippie parents. We didn't live in Austin, sir.
Oh,
Yeah.
fair. That's sorry. I should probably.
Our parents
Yeah.
are conservatives.
Oh, yeah. No, my parents went the hippie to yuppie to vaguely Democrat to like weird. I don't know. My dad's got something weird going on. I don't know. He spends too much time with some like questionable like buddies that have definitely made him like, I don't know. Like, like conspiracy theory brain is like fun, but then like eventually you just kind of like get way too into it. So it's like, that's the new evolution of my father's politics, which is very interesting.
Yeah, my dad's gotten a little weird. He's really into lambskin condoms these days.
I mean, that's traditionalism. You got to bring it back to the start,
Yeah. Gut a lamb and then take its intestines, shove it on your dick. Like
we don't talk
haggis.
about it enough. I'm really into land skim gushers.
Ooh.
Weirdly. So that's just a thing we don't talk about as a community. I think we should really be pushing for,
That's what we need to do for haggis. We need there's savory haggis. Why not sweet haggis?
Sweet haggis. We got to bring drag haggis kicking and screaming into the modern century. Gosh dang it. We did it with Brussels sprouts.
Yeah. Hell yes. We need to encase a cinnamon bun in a sheep's innards, its intestines or stomach, whatever.
Preach.
And then it'll taste. You ever wanted a boiled tasting cinnamon roll? That's what you're going to get in haggis.
I wake up every morning and I dream of the day that I can eat a boiled cinnamon roll. And every day I say, not today, not today. Well, you know what?
Likewise, every morning I cream thinking of that.
Oh, yeah. Gushers or
All the above. All of it.
Fair enough.
Robert, how have you been today?
Good, man. We took a cat into like the local like trap neuter release thing. It's this one cat that we started just hanging out in my yard. Big, sad looking dude named Jules, which we originally called him that because he was not neutered. And then I eventually, as I became more affectionate towards him, I was like, okay, it's Jules Verne. It's like,
He also loves to yodel.
He does, but that's just like a cat thing. And so, yeah, we got him down to the local vet to like, get like all his shots and everything get fixed so he doesn't accidentally make extra baby Verns out there.
But
we got him back
baby
today.
Burns.
There's too many on our block. They're not even feral cats. It's just like community cats. Like every apartment has like 18 families of cats and they've all formed their distinct like cultures. And now they're warring all the time. It's not great. So we figured if we could just like slowly start tapering down the ever expanding cat population. He's back. He's vibing right now. He's just healing up, eating some nice duck-flavored pate.
Ooh.
Because listen, I don't mess around, all right? If I'm going to kidnap a cat, I'm going to make sure he gets like luxury treatment when he comes back.
That's what Franklin would eat because we needed a non-hypoallergenic, grain-free deal, so we would get him duck.
How's your little
We've got socks and butter now.
Yeah.
They're running around right now. That's why Nicole was looking one way, and that's why I had to get up real quick to move cords so they wouldn't dash in here and just knock a bunch of shit down.
Yeah, they do that.
I've been very lucky. Potsticker and Mochi love to sit on my desk, and those are the indoor cats, and they'll just like, if they hear me recording and I don't have the door firmly closed, or if my dog Red decides that he just wants to barge in, he'll just like headbutt through the door and then like they'll come in. Then he posts up underneath the like old TV and everything, which I should have cleaned up a little bit back there, but
It's too tiny that no one will see.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect.
They're just pixels to us.
See, and aren't we all just pixels?
Yeah, we're just Josh Gad having sex with Cubert.
Oh,
There you
no.
go. Yeah, that's true. Man, yeah, deep cut. Wow.
That's the only cut from that movie. If you come away from that movie, what you're going to say is, wow, Josh Gad had sex with Cubert.
I can't believe he boned Cubert. That's weird.
And they had
someone
Cubert
wrote that.
babies.
Someone was paid money to write that script, and honestly, good for them.
Mm-hmm.
Good for them. Get it. Get that money. I'm really excited to talk about this movie because I talked about it like 3 years ago on Tokyo Lives. It was one of the first things I convinced Kyle to let us do, where I rented the VHS of this and then the DVD of Power Rangers Turbo. Right before the 2018, oh my gosh, how long have I been doing this? The Power Rangers movie came out. So the week before we watched both of those, and then a day later recorded, or like a week later recorded the podcast, which was just like absolute chaos. Because like this movie, there's kind of like a cohesive plot, but man, once you watch Turbo, it's like it's all out the window. There's a wizard, there's cars, there's a pirate ship. It's a lot.
We're going to need you to come back on the show to do Turbo,
For Turbo,
because
I'll do it.
I was hoping you would choose Turbo because it is just batshit crazy. But
But you need to get the lineage,
Yeah.
especially for Nicole. Nicole, the first time ever seeing this, one of the first Mighty Morphin in general stuff she's seen. It's, the Christmas
Wow.
episodes and this.
Okay, yeah.
Why did you choose this? And what's your experience? Did you go see this in the theater? What were you up to?
So I picked this because you just like kind of said like, hey, let's do something Sentai. And as soon as you said that, I was like, well, we should do one of the movies. Because I was like, I didn't want to just try and find like a 3-part episode thing to do like a, like the Green Ranger arc or something. I was like, I wanted to be trashy. The problem is there's only 3 Power Rangers movies. And so I just had the movie in my head. Lo and behold, it was its 27th anniversary just yesterday. Completely coincidental. We didn't plan for that.
Nope.
And the only thing I remembered from this movie is I really like the way the suits look. And I really like how the putties explode into goop. And I'm okay with the middle of the movie, and the end of the movie is so ugly and so hideous that it's worth talking about. So those 3 points were in my head because it's been years since I watched the movie. Then I watched it again last night, and I was like, I was kind of close. Turns out 3 or 4 of the suits look okay, and then the rest do not.
Yeah.
The goo effects for killing the guys, awesome. The way the putties explode, perfect. Middle still okay. Ending still trash.
Yeah.
I still got it. But you've got to watch it 100% for Ivan Ooze, baby. That's why it's on the roster tonight.
I will say I haven't seen this maybe since I watched it
Yeah.
at a trip going to Cedar Point with Jacob Lees and his family. We were watching it in the hotel room, and I remember calling up my brother and saying, we're here in Ohio and I'm watching the Power Rangers movie in a hotel. And then Jacob's dad, who I had never seen a man take out as much from an ATM than he did to go to this. He stopped at an ATM before we left Grand Rapids, and he took out $500. I was like, that's so much money. And he's like, wait, he notices we're talking, and he's like, hey, who are you talking to? And I was like, oh, my brother. And he's like, you cannot do that. That's long distance. Please hang up right now. So I haven't seen this since then. And this is up there with Troll 2.
Yes.
Just perfect trash, campy shit. This is trash, whereas Secret of the Ooze Ninja Turtles 2 is just perfect camp hilarity.
Yes.
And Nicole kept saying they are trying to do this.
They wanted this to be Ninja Turtles. You can really tell in the first third, they were this is going to be our Ninja Turtles. Then at a certain point halfway through, they were like, I don't care anymore.
Yeah. The quips they make are so bad, and they're just not well thought out.
8-ball corner pocket. It's just what? Looks like you got a splitting headache.
These are the first draft and no one punched anything up.
Yeah. I was watching an interview with the director. Weirdly enough, like this whole movie there's a terrible rip of it on YouTube, but there's also a rip of like the special DVD commentary from years later where all the, like David Yost and everyone are like talking about the process of making the movie, and they have the director there. And he's like, oh yeah, it was like a really big movie. They were going to spend millions of dollars on it. And like the script wasn't where they wanted it to be. So they hired me to come direct the movie. It was my first movie. And they asked me to punch up the script. And I was like, oh, bud, I wouldn't brag about that. I feel like I would just keep that one, put it to the chest,
Be like, no punch up was done whatsoever.
Yeah, it definitely big first script, big first pass energy,
Nicole, having never seen this, what are your initial thoughts?
So you kind of know my initial thoughts already. And then Rob, before we were recording, mentioned Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And like I said that when they're like skydiving in the beginning, I was like, they're just trying to do like some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles type shit. But then like a lot of it just feels like Noel Fielding made it.
Oh yeah. Like it seems like luxury comedy.
Yeah, like because it would have to go through like higher ups, and then he would have to like do edits to make it more like mainstream. So yeah, it just feels like Noel Fielding wrote like a bigger budget Power Rangers movie, essentially.
Which I want to see that now.
You did.
Well, then let's get into the damn thing.
Yeah. Do you want to do the plot or you've got notes? Awesome.
Oh yeah, I got a full page of them.
Heck yes.
So just
all right.
The audacity of this movie, and I know why it would have started this way, but the audacity for it to start with a intro like scrawling crawl.
It breaks everything immediately. The very first thing it says already breaks the whole movie, because the intro is centuries ago. Zordon showed up in the place that would become Angel City, or Angel Bay,
Angel Grove.
Angel Grove. Gosh, thank you. Angel Grove. And somewhere in that time frame, he's been and 6,000 years ago, he locked up Ivan Ooze, which means he's been here at the very least since the 13th century. Like, wait, what? Hold on now. That's a huge deal. That means that he was like, I don't know, getting teenage like Mesoamericans to fight like Ivan Ooze.
Yeah.
What was that like, bud? That seems wild. And then they just gloss past that. They're like, oh, whatever. It's like they didn't think about what they were saying.
Yeah, they're Zords, not colossal assault vehicles.
Well, they eventually become colossal assault vehicles, but that's not until the next movie.
It's baffling, but I know why they did this. It's because someone watched the movie and was like, well, what if kids haven't seen Power Rangers? We need to explain some stuff. So someone quickly write a paragraph synopsis of Power Rangers if you haven't seen Power Rangers.
But even that breaks so much. Yeah. Like Zordon's history is always like kind of like vague, I think. I only remember like first gen Power Rangers. I was out by the time they like got to like Thunder Zord Rangers or whatever. But what I remember is like Zordon's an alien. That's about it. That's as far as we're going to go. And I know that eventually they space travel, but like there were only 5 teenagers. Tommy was the 6th Ranger, and that's because Rita tried to make her own evil Ranger, and then he decided, I'm not going to be evil anymore. I'm going to be a good boy. And so, like, he's a bad guy. He's not, there's no 6th Ranger. There's the 5 Rangers, and then a 6th dude shows up to the party and is like, you guys need an extra? and they're like, join the polycule, bro, and like it's fine from there, but like they're playing Calvin ball with the lore. So having that text crawl is 99%. It's just like, we've seen this in other movies and it makes it feel epic. So we're going to do that. And then they're just like, I don't know, 1,000 years ago. That makes it feel like that's like long, long ago without saying it. He fought an alien. There's like, I have news. Okay, we wrote into the script that he fights a guy 1,000 years ago. Cool. Done. It's like very poorly thought out. And it's like not written by someone who knows anything about like the canon of their own show.
Yeah. I just realized I'm glad we never saw Tommy in college because he would, like on the quad, he'd just be playing Wonderwall on his flute.
Oh, that's true. He does. I think he becomes a professor or like in Z. What's the dinosaur one? There's one that's
Dino
like later.
Charge.
It's like
Dino Thunder.
Maybe it's Dino Thunder. There's like 8 dino ones, but he is like a professor. So he goes to college at some point, and he definitely went through a phase. And, if he was a 90s teen.
But Wonderwall, I've never heard Wonderwall, or at least I just know that's the go-to. Hey, I'm going to play Wonderwall at the quad.
That's true.
Because that's like one of the first songs you learn on guitar.
One of the first dongs I sperm on charred.
You were stretching that one. I felt that was a physical distortion.
You never come on a charred piece of meat and say, I'm victorious?
Now that you mention it. I don't know. It sounds like there's a lot of opportunity for me to grow and experience new things. And I'm glad that you were comfortable sharing that with me.
I marinate most of my meat in semen.
Okay. Eat a lot of pineapple beforehand. That's probably the trick there.
It sucks. It messes with my stomach.
Rip.
I eat a bunch of baked Cheetos and then I just start jacking.
Oh boy, that's a.
So then it's cheesy flavored,
Yeah. Okay. So okay, that's just the text crawl.
Yes.
Already, that's a swing and a miss. How do they kick off from there?
Man, immediately they're like, hey, from release, we want this to be dated. What do we do? And they're skydiving and
to Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Oh, really? That I didn't.
Yeah.
But Aisha, that like they all jump out and Bulk and Skull's like, oh no, we don't want to. But when Aisha does it, she cannonballs, and I like that she plugs her nose as well.
Yeah.
It's like a very good detail. And I said to Nicole, I was like, what if just while filming this movie, you're a stunt performer for Power Rangers, the movie. Your just parachute didn't go off and you died doing this. That'd suck.
Man. I mean, the Yellow Ranger does have a bad history. So,
just any of the stunt performers.
That's true. I don't think, fortunately. But man, what a way to go out. I think that's like the worst thing is like dying for a bad movie. It's like, if someone died making Ben-Hur.
The only time Power Rangers would ever be a part of the Oscars is in memoriam.
In memoriam.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, guys.
Whoa, rough.
Oh, man.
But yeah, they all jump out and they do the sickest flips, except what I love is that they give Tommy a cool like snowboard for no particular reason, just for funsies.
Nicole said, why does he have a board?
Because he's the main character.
And because
he's got to have something that makes him look different. And they looked at the white jumpsuit and they were like, it's just white. It's not really like there's no flair. And so, because like at least he gets a piece of flair when he transforms. He's got the golden chest piece. But when he's just in diving, it's like, oh yeah. And when he's in human form, he's wearing a white wife beater, but he's got his ponytail. He's got some flair going. But just diving out of the thing, they were like, okay, we got to give him something. I don't know, like a snowboard or something. Just throw that in there.
Yeah. Also, on that, I don't know if I have seen that before or while I was watching this as a kid. I just was like, well, that's something people do. They throw on this board. I don't know. But during this sequence, Nicole was just like, how long is this going to be of them doing this?
Fucking long, dude. The longest filler scene? Like, it's immediately a filler scene, the first fucking scene, and it's so long.
Okay, it feels, I mean, I guess ultimately it's to introduce like the kid who eventually is like important later, like
So
down
stupid.
the line.
Why
But-
that kid could have been Bulk and Skull. They could have had
Could
their
have been-
own fucking storyline instead of tacked on at the end to this child storyline. But on that kid, they. This is also another issue I have. They're
Fair.
aiming for a very small target.
Yeah, and that's real. That's canon. That's skydiver canon.
But everyone around them is hugged to this. What if someone fucks up? You're going to get kicked in the face.
It was the 90s. It was the latchkey era. No one cared about like health and safety. Also, medical bills back then cost like $20. You
Okay.
know? Now, someone gets kicked in the head by a skydiver, $2 million, bankruptcy, no pension, no Pasco, no collect $200, dead forever.
You actually can pass because then you can sue them and then you make some money that way.
Oh, and that's the balance. Yeah, okay. I guess
Someone kick me in the fucking head already
someone mule kick me, please.
so I can sue
Skydivers!
someone.
Just standing below a bunch of skydivers screaming, cowards!
No, it's just me, just like, oh my never, I've stumbled upon a target. What could this be? Is this where I'm supposed to faint? And then I get kicked in the head and I go, oh.
I love the idea of looking for giant targets and then just standing next to them in hopes of like, that's like, like that. I feel like that was like a big thing in the 90s. And it probably ended up being fake, just like the hot coffee thing from McDonald's. But like, there's just like, oh yeah, people are like going in and walking to where they see the wet do not walk signs and slipping, on purpose. And it's like, all right, but a much funnier example of that would be standing in giant targets and be like, come on!
Just finding a Boy Scout camp and like going to the archery range.
Oh, I'm so tired and looking the other way.
All of a sudden you're in a Friday the 13th movie.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
But instead of a madman unfazed by it, you see a 7-year-old boy crying, traumatized for the rest of his life.
His arms trembling as he tries to pull the bow back. Yeah.
No, Bo's already been shot out.
it's already- okay, yeah.
Accident. That's why he's traumatized.
I see. I misunderstood. In my headscape, I was like, oh yeah, it's like, you're waiting for it.
I'm
It's like,
screaming at this child saying, fucking do it already.
Cool. So,
Yes, this child, they
that's
fall down
okay.
and this kid is looking at his dad and is like,
owns his dad.
yeah, the Power Rangers are so fucking cool, Dad. You suck. You're a chud of a man. Do not allow your child to shame you in front of your skydiving friends, guys.
His firefighting skydiver buddies. I need to stress, he was part of the firefighter.
Oh.
You can see it in the background. There's this little like banner behind him and it says like firefighter. And I was like, oh, so he's like supposed to be a firefighter. And like all his firefighter bros were like, we're going to skydive for charity. And then these friggin' teenagers just show up and show off how cool they are. They got Power Ranger abilities, man. Of course they're going to be better at skydiving. Bud, they kick and flip all the time. And then that kid's just like, you suck, Dad. I hope you die. I hope you die and get brainwashed by an evil goop man. And boy, do those words come back to haunt him.
You saying he's a firefighter actually makes a lot
Yes.
more sense. He's like, yeah, you want to know what? I'm fine with that. I still love you, son. If he were a cop, who boy would have met
no.
the butt of his gun.
Oh, yeah. 40%, baby. Yeah, no, firefighters, all they're doing is cheating on their wives. That's their thing. And having their wives cheat on them. That's so that's why we don't see the mom the whole movie.
Oh, damn.
sounds pretty
Yeah.
hot.
She's over at another firefighter's house. So
Nicole, this is what you and I should do. We say
become firefighters and
kind of like one of us will dress up as a firefighter and then cheat on the other, but it's the other one dressed up as a firefighter. So we're cheating on each other with
cheating on
ourselves.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of that
Okay.
role play, Dungeons and Dragons.
so you gotta keep things fresh. You gotta keep no, absolutely. Yeah.
Hello Fresh? No. I want
No.
Fire Fresh.
Yeah, they Firefresh sponsored this, by the way. The online dating app exclusively for firefighters. But
This Firefresh cleanses like a flame your marital woes, guys.
absolutely, I've been saying it this whole time. But we'll get to the sponsored break in a bit when we actually talk about them. So yeah, immediately after that very cool scene, they're like, "What if we had a skate sequence?" And then they skate.
They rollerblade.
They rollerblade. I'm sorry. I should put some proper respect on its name. And then it's like the Mighty Ducks moment.
Like, if this were skateboarding, yeah, I think that wouldn't have aged as poorly as 5-6 friends all rollerblading, inline skating to wherever they're going.
There was that like Disney original movie that came out that was called like Blade or something that was just like about rollerblading or something. Oh no, it couldn't have been Blade. It must have been something else. But like that came out around this time period. But yeah, man, the 90s, just like the rollerblade moment. It's not even an era. Now, like, in quarantine, all the gals I knew in town got back into roller skating. Not a single one ever wanted to rollerblade. So
Yeah, because it's terrible on your ankles.
it's probably going down the street and your legs are just going. It's that rattling noise as your knees clack together.
My sister just pestered my parents, constantly whining to get inline skates. Because she's like, rollerblades are for dumbasses. She didn't say dumbasses. She was a child. But eventually they did, and then she broke her wrist at a roller rink, and they were like, well, we told you this would happen.
Yeah, I also begged my parents for rollerblades back in the 90s for a very long time, and they got me a pair of roller skates instead. But I was like, I was used to like the thrift store life, so I was like, this will probably be just as cool. I also busted my whole face open because with my friends, I was like, oh yeah, there's this cool like little ramp thing that you can go down. And I had already busted my face earlier that year on a skateboard down the same hill. But I thought, this time I got it. I'm just going to go around the big crack in the concrete. It'll be fine. Nope. Still just absolutely ate it. And then I threw the skates away and never used them again.
Oh, no.
That was Dead Man's Corner. But I was a latchkey kid, so we did whatever we pleased. And then our parents would come home and patch us back together afterwards all summer long.
Nicole, what are your experiences with inline skates and what have you?
I don't know, normal?
You never, did you use them?
Yeah.
The normal response is I didn't use them. Yeah, that's fair because they were absolutely hazards.
Just going to Skate Zone and then playing really shitty music.
I think you mean top 40 music.
The best music?
Yeah.
It's just YMCA over and over again.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, oh yeah, come on, Daddy. We're going to the YMCA, yeah.
You love it. You love to see it.
Uh-huh.
I also loved to see
What's
is
up?
Zedd's outfit in this. So Rita Repulsa and Lord Zedd are married now in this timeline. What? And they come back and Lord Zedd still is like a big skinned flayed man with a big metal like contraption around like where his face would be. But the thing they changed is like they've got like, I don't know, hydraulics or something where his brain is going. I don't know if you saw this.
Oh no.
But his brain like is pulsating. And like when he first showed up in like the show, he's got like all these pipes and tubes around his body. They're like squishing slushy through his body, which is awesome. But they got rid of that. But instead they give him a boiling brain. And it's like, this is so cool.
Do you know why they got rid of the goopy stuff?
Because the parents complained. They were like, it's too scary.
Yeah.
They were like, no, please. my son will be afraid of Slurpees. It's his one source of food.
My son keeps screaming, Mommy, is that what I'm like on the inside?
Am I filled with plastic tubes filled with purple goop? And I had to sit down with him and be like, no. And then he cried because he wanted to be. I know because that kid was me. My mom was the one who wrote and demanded they take the tubes out. So...
No, Austin keeps it weird. I do want to say something in chat. a YouTube person, like a bot, keeps spamming saying like, hey, do you want like sexy hot dates and whatnot? And then
I saw that.
Someone in chat, our good friend R2 Shelby 2 said, does anyone know where I can get some naked HD sex dates? Oh, that R2.
I saw that, and I was like, why is it not showing up in my chat? It's only showing up on the video, and I was like, that's weird. So I thought you just were doing it as a bit.
No, we're multi-streaming, so that's on YouTube, and it's like, why I reported this person? Why doesn't that make them go away?
Yeah.
YouTube. It's YouTube, baby. That means maybe in 2 or 3 months, someone will look at that account.
I don't know why I can't just block people.
I don't know either. YouTube's YouTube, man. Well, listen, you know what? We are the HD babes, all right? You don't need that guy's links. You got us 3 right here, okay? We're HD, we're babes, and we're free. Click this link.
I'll show up. If someone donates $20, I'll show my stomach.
Click this questionable link and see my stomach.
No, not even a questionable link. I'll take my shirt off.
Oh, okay. There we go. Yeah. All right.
There we go. So, our friend Jason Narvi, he's floating down with Bulk because they. I've talked to him on the phone. I've met him in real life. He's cool, guys. He's a friend of a friend.
Yeah.
This is not a lie. I'm not doing a bit. This is factual.
No, I remember he was like pretty active on like a few of the like So no, I believe you that you know him.
Him and like Bulk and Skull are flying down into this construction site, and I was like, Nicole, where is their parachute? Hasn't fallen to their wayside yet, and Nicole says it's cut. You can see like ropes. Like they are not wearing a parachute. It's baffling.
They're wearing one parachute, and Skull is hanging on to Bulk as they fly down. They land, and then you can very clearly see that it was a crane that lowered them into that shot, and then it just stays there. That like everyone else, they had like an actual, parachute that falls on them, like because they actually had professionals, I guess. But for that sequence, they're like, whatever, it doesn't matter. No one cares about Bulk and Skull or this plot point at all.
Yeah, so. Pretty much that's just to set up the fact that someone's like, hey, boss, come over here.
Look at this sewer grate.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Someone I think donated or something. What just happened? Oh,
I thought
man.
Rob did that.
No, that was... What just happened? Hold on. It was the Santa got a big dick thing. Oh, my God.
Oh.
Speaking of which, hey, that's R.O. Mance, star of Austin Stories from the 90s.
Oh, okay.
R2 Shelby 2, thank you so much. You donated $20. That means I will be able to get Playing House Season 3, but mainly...
Why?
He said he would do it. And you know what? I admire someone who sticks to their commitments, sticks to their guns,
I am shirt
and
off
takes
now.
off their shirts.
Hello? Look, guys, look.
Oh my God.
I
I
got
thought
them.
you were going to flash them.
Cum gutters are coming in, guys.
There you go.
Cum
Yeah.
gutters. Cum gutters keep it weird. All right. Oh, this is so much better. Oh my God, it's so much cooler in here.
That was my college sports team name, weirdly enough. Not enough people talk about it. Yeah, look at those guns.
I've been doing the One Punch Man workout.
Yeah.
Nice.
I showed my muscles on shuffling the deck, and Sean goes, no one look at me. No one look at me. Okay, so thank you, Shelby. You're so generous and nice with your time and everything else. Hey, and everyone, R2 Shelby 2 and I, we're working on a new podcast. It's going to be good.
Nice.
Where we're writing spec scripts.
Yo, okay.
It's super stupid and funny.
Yeah.
You guys will love it.
Spec scripts are a lot of fun. I think just like writing scripts and like that kind of like dialogue and formatting. It's like we've only done like 2 script reads on Tokyo Lives, but every time we've done one, it's like one of my favorite episodes, just to find like an abandoned script somewhere and start reading through like what was the director trying to do here and like picturing that image. So yeah, that's gonna be a fun one.
Do you remember what the scripts were?
It was for the Godzilla 3D, the unreleased one, and then what was the other one we did?
Batman versus Godzilla?
No, although I have reached out and I do have a copy of that script.
Hell yeah.
And I wanted to cover that and the Batman versus Godzilla like comic that someone made based off of that initial script.
Oh, hell
so I do
yeah.
want to do that. Oh, there was some other like Godzilla movie. The 3D one, and then the one that was supposed to be before 98, the Godzilla 97 or whatever.
Okay.
That like TriStar was all about, and then went, no, we don't want to do this. They both have problems.
Yeah.
there's a whole like subplot element where like, I don't know, man, people are like way too horny for like the main character's 14-year-old daughter.
Oh.
And it's like real creepy. And then they like ignore that plot point and start getting into like some cool like action stuff. But like the whole script is like tainted by like the intro. And it's like adult soldiers ogling a 14-year-old. And it's like, oh, no.
Yeah.
Just do this. Control F 1 4, then
there you go,
replace 1 8. There you go.
Problem solved. And now it's just a little bit, it's just pretty creepy as opposed to like illegal creepy.
Mm-hmm.
Still an assault, but you know, not like as horrifying.
Well, hey, you know, here in the
Yeah.
United States, you can be 18 and die for our country, so you should be able to catcall another 18-year-old.
Oh, we live in hell.
Speaking of that,
Of hell?
oh no, of catcalling,
Oh.
the entire Bulk and Skull thing was set up to usher in this guy saying, hey, boss, over here, we found a sewer main. And they pull open this thing. And no, there is so much bureaucracy when it comes to construction shit. It would have been like, nope, we need to wait for someone from the city. This
Shouldn't be here. This is a huge problem. Like
Yes.
if we open this and like it's a sewer main, A, we're all going to get covered in poop, and B, we're absolutely going to all get fired. So let's just like put the kibosh on everything, folks.
Or this could be a historical thing that all of a sudden we or it's a thing that they're like, hey, we need to get this out of here because this could delay the entire construction or just make it null and void. But it comes up, they open it up and it's this like claw thing, and someone says, hey, wonder what this is. And I was like, hey, I don't care what it is. We should probably catcall it. That might work.
Okay, you brought it back. That was good. I didn't. I like my girls ovula like an egg. I like it when my ladies are egg shaped. Hey, look at this dame right here. Purple, glowing, covered in electricity, and definitely shaped like an egg. You know, that's what I'm about. And then all the bros are high-fiving. He's like, I'm going to go touch this egg.
Guys, when I go to Rule 63, I immediately search Humpty Dumpty.
You know, I'm really into Easter Bunny type shit.
Ooh. Like Judy Hopps.
She's not an Easter Bunny, but okay.
I'd love to get at her eggs. But, you know, ovulation has eggs, baby.
There you go. We've had a good time. All right, bye, everyone.
She's so fucking hot, guys. It's undeniable Judy Hopps is hot.
Who's Judy Hopps? Is Judy Hopps a Looney Tunes character?
No, from Zootopia.
Oh, yes. Okay, the little rabbit girl. Yeah. Okay, yes. I understand what you're saying now. I understand that is a hot rabbit, yeah.
I believe not little rabbit girl, petite, thick rabbit woman.
The only thing I remember about like, because I remember Zootopia and there was like the popular, was it Shakira song? Yeah, it was Shakira. And then I remember years and years and years later, I made like a porn like parody or something. And what they did is they traced all the backgrounds with Seinfeld. So like the backgrounds are all just Seinfeld's apartment. And I guess the furry community found out about this and they started just like posting safe for work pictures and then putting new quotes in that were like Seinfeld quotes. And then someone explained what it was. And at first I was like, well, I don't understand this. And then, the more detail I got, I was like, oh no.
I'm very you're just gonna have to send this to me because I am very confused.
It was on Twitter probably 3 years ago, so it's a ghost, a relic. I'm sure someone out there remembers in more detail than I do.
Okay. Alpha's got nipples. It's a big budget movie now, so you can give people
just
nipples.
like Batman.
Yeah, and just like in Neon Genesis, all of a sudden they got nipples. And then also, Lord Zedd's got inverted nipples. You can't see them, but we know they're there.
They're there. Yeah. I mean, he's flayed, but he's still packing.
The essence.
The essence of nipple.
We find out that Lord Zedd has been searching for 2,000 years for Ivan Ooze, and he's on this planet Earth that you've been on for 2 seasons, dude.
Yes. Everything is so protracted. Everything has to be like ancient, So it's like, I've been searching for him for 2,000 years. And it's like, I've been buried here for 6,000 years. I've been getting 6 teenagers together for thousands and thousands of years. And it's just like, it's too much. They've put like everything on such a wide time scale that it makes the whole thing fall apart. Weirdly, though, a lot of this is repeated in the like modern Power Rangers movie. So do with that what you will. Goldar is buried underneath a Krispy Kreme factory.
Hell yeah, dude. Of course he is. Well, he's got to do keto, and that's the closest thing he can find.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, they find Ivan Ooze's egg, give it a quick little tap. It pops open, and there's just a big old puddle of snot until...
Hold on.
So I think so. Hold on. Goose Von Kaiser just raided us, baby, with a party of 4.
I think... Okay, well, maybe that's a real guy, but there's like a scam that's going on right now.
No.
Like,
I saw that stuff. No, Goose is our friend, Sean,
Goose is, okay.
who screamed when I showed a muscle on the webcam.
Perfect.
Yeah. He doesn't understand why I'm shirtless. It's because someone paid me to do it. I will take off my shorts. I will not take off my underwear. If another person donates, you want to know what? Let's go $35 this time.
Are you wearing underwear that's
yeah.
not trash?
Are you wearing underwear? Yeah, probably.
I'm not wearing trash underwear. It's not like people will be able to see through the holes.
Trash underwear. Sometimes you commit to a pair of underwear, and you commit too long.
Yeah.
We've all been there.
I commit 2 dongs, baby. I have 2 penises. It hurts nonstop, guys.
My agony is forever.
Your penises hurt?
Yeah. I have 2 of them. You know that, you freak.
I don't. Where's the second one?
The second one is, well, I did get it removed, so it's like a ghost limb. I can always feel it there.
It's a phantom pain. That's, I see.
It's a emotional pain, Nicole, because having 2 dicks was rad.
But you decided to keep the tail.
Oh, yeah, I still have the tail.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of getting tail, so Ivan Ooze wakes up and Rita's like, "What a man!"
Oh, what? So weird.
Even though he's literally made of snot. And he hears that Zordon's still around and doing stuff. And he's like, "Aces. All right, I'm going to go kill Zordon. You nerds go wherever you want to be. And I'm going to distract his homies because I smell teenagers."
Ew.
So he summons his I don't know. I called them Uzis. Like, they're like putties, but they're made of purple ooze. And they got sick dreadlocks, and they've got a funny, like, mask of his face on top of their face. And then he bounces. Ivan Ooze leaves. And the Power Rangers show up, like, 20 minutes too late. And then all of the Uzis, after they transform, which is a hilarious sequence, we get our first, like, pterodactyl. They all do their morphin time. And when they get finished morphing, the Uzis have left. They all disappeared, which leads to the most Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle sequence of the whole thing, which is the 2 characters introduce their special powers, their armor moves. Sabretooth Tiger, Aisha, introduces her headlight eyes, which are very, very funny, where basically they just give her a slightly different helmet, which has 2 car headlights on top.
She says activating power beam, which does nothing. It does nothing in the actual movie as well. What you would want to do is have someone behind everyone like behind the camera with a small like stage light to turn that on. And then, oh, wow, it becomes brighter visibly to the audience.
And they're not
absolutely.
They're not like bright enough for like everyone to warrant like not everyone having one. Like, why does she only have it? Why doesn't it on everyone's helmet?
I don't know. They gave her a special power, and I guess that's cool. But they also give the Red Ranger a special power, and his is sick because it's like a tracking device, and it also is like predator vision, and also it looks like Knight Rider. So he activates his special mode, and his eyes disappear, and instead he gets this little like Cyclops like laser slit, and then like a little beam starts going back and forth. Mm-hmm. And that sequence is rad, but again, basically useless because they just continue to slowly walk through this hallway until they come to the end and actually have the first proper fight sequence of the whole movie. Because they did get beat up a little bit fighting the Uzis, but now they're like they're ready to fight.
Yeah,
we get the Trike Stinger, which is Billy's special weapon, where he shoots out a little tiny like needle that slowly reaches up and like hits like a metal column, and then it slowly pulls him up towards someone. And then Kimberly gets beat up and he jumps down to go help her, and Kimberly's like, I'm getting out of here, and she starts doing backflips, and seconds later Billy's like, don't worry, I'm joining you, and then or like, I'm right behind you, and then you see the Blue Ranger start backflipping. Primo stuff.
Also, people were so pissed about Mortal Kombat Annihilation of like, oh yeah, they move like they do in the game with backflips and that's it. That's how the Power Rangers move in here. And I think that should be criticized more because this is before Annihilation.
Yes. Well, like, it's just particularly bad in that sequence. Like, they're obviously doing a lot of flips and tricks to move anywhere, but like, they retreat by doing a backflip. And like, that is the worst way to get away from a problem.
Yeah.
Other than burying it deep within inside yourself and hoping that one day you just forget.
Hopefully. I do have some stuff. Nicole, when we saw Ivan Ooze, she's like, oh my God, James, I'm hanging out. You're rubbing off on me too much because, and I quote, I like how his chin looks like two twisted together dog dicks, is a quote from Nicole.
Wow, Nicole.
You
Jeez.
like that. You enjoyed that fact about him.
No, I thought I was like quoting a character.
Oh, no.
I thought the character was you.
Yeah, a
Not
character within the movie.
Like I was being like, oh, this person is saying this.
Okay. Oh, like, Rita is saying that probably.
Oh, that was one of Rita's catchphrases. Yeah.
I like that your chin looks like two dicks strung together.
Oh, I'd love to be DP'd by a pair of dogs.
Get your chin in me.
Awful, terrible, nightmarish.
Speaking on Ivan Ooze, they clearly wanted Robert Englund or Christopher Lloyd for this because that's what this man is playing this character as.
I don't know. I know he did other stuff, but I think he just aced it. Whatever he's doing, it's amazing. I loved it personally because it's just like, it's character acting. It's like, it's just cornball. I mean, in a little bit, one of his biggest regrets is missing the Brady Bunch reunion because of how evil it was, which comes out of nowhere, is turbo topical and didn't seem that evil. So I don't know, man, maybe I missed some stuff.
But he knows about the Inquisitions and all of that. How does he know about these current events?
I don't know. He could pick up the vibrations in his little goop prison,
James, stop.
Hey, Rob, can you see this?
What?
I'm making my pecs dance.
No, I mean, they're just not big enough. I can't.
Damn
I'm
it.
Sorry.
Damn it. You knew. You're just trying to get under my skeen.
I was just kidding you. I'm sorry.
You're trying to get under my skeen's gland. When I was high on... That's one thing I didn't bring up. When I was high on shrooms, I kept saying, ooh, my skeen's gland, Nicole, my skeen's gland. That's the female prostate. Is the skeen's gland.
Is that okay? That's what you saw in your state. That's where you.
Yeah. No, I was just having a blast, screaming about skeens, waiting for Nicole to be like, "What is that? Why do you keep saying this?" And she never bought. She
I
never
was
bite.
like, please shut up.
My skeens, Nicole.
No, because we also didn't bring up how you were like, oh, it's not working. I'm just going to do an edible.
Yeah.
No, dude. Oh, you just gotta let it happen. Like, first off, you gotta be like in nature, man. Like, I don't know. I wouldn't double dip.
So
It took like 3 hours.
it took 3.5 hours for it to kick in. And
Listen, it's a crapshoot. It depends entirely on like dosage and like the quality and like who was selling you, like, and also your mood.
we're positive it's because of my omeprazole and I digest slower than other people. So we're positive it's that. So, but the marijuana didn't, because I took like a smaller, I wasn't like, oh, I'm going to do 10 milligrams like I do when I get high. I just took 5. Because I was like, well, I want to get high today. That's fine. But the only issue that it did, I've said it on other shows, was just me. I wanted to eat as much as possible.
Yeah. It's, not a fan of crossing the streams. Then again, now I'm an old man, so
It was amazing.
That's rad. No, I'm glad you enjoyed it.
I can't wait to do shrooms again. Got to hit up Robbie and say, give me that butt. Here's one of during this fight, one of the quotes someone said was, gonna kick big butt to do what we must.
Yeah, there's some lines that feel like they're trying, like, first off, this is grade A head and arm acting, at its finest, because they have to like, okay, Kimberly, go over there, do the thing,
Mm-hmm.
And like the best part is like, in the show, they also have to do that just when they're like, they have to like basically be like 18th century mimes while delivering like text and like dialogue. So they're very like, very like emotive with their bodies. But boy, it feels like dialed up to 11 in the movie. And I think it might be because it's like, it's dark. They're wearing like plastic hard versions of their suits where like their mobility is kind of hampered in like very specific ways that the like fabric suits wouldn't be. So like, it's just like really big head movements to try and like get the point across. It's like, oh boy.
Yeah.
I think my favorite thing in this fight is like when they start to win, they'll literally punch someone or kick someone so hard that the Uzi will fly away. And the way the camera cuts to some guy off stage throwing a bucket full of slime against like a wall is so good. Just like the like you'll see the Uzi go from stage left, right? He's flying. And the second that the actor, like the stunt actor, would hit the like wall, they would hard cut in a glop of slime or phlegm or whatever exploding, and like it was seamless transition. Seamless.
It was very good effects.
Oh my gosh, it makes me sad that the Uzis don't show up at any other point in the rest of the show.
Because this is it's not canon. They immediately season.
Not show, but in the movie even, because after this we get the Bird Boys. So who cares about birds?
I don't know if this is something I said, if Nicole said, or this was a quote from the movie, but I have written down action boy now, action girl now.
That's the song that's playing while they're starting to do their...
It's so bad.
It's one of the best songs I've... Action boy now, action girl now.
There we go.
And then it's like, we're gonna do the thing and we're fighting these green guys and then we're gonna do it again.
Which is
action boy
where
now.
I brought up Noel Fielding.
Yeah.
Yes. It feels like a song that Noel Fielding would have
Yeah.
made. Yeah.
Guys, what happened to Zordon's upper lip?
Zordon in this looks like Marilyn Manson from yesterday. So they kill all the goopy boys by tricking them to like run into like one area, and then Tommy pulls out his dagger and then lets go of it, and the dagger flies around the bad guys, and you're like, oh, it's gonna cut them. It's gonna do a cool cut, and then it flies up a little bit more and shoots a laser out of its eyes that makes a box fall and explode all the putties. The end.
Oh, yeah. I always forget that the Kiba sword's in here.
Yeah. The Kiba sword, and like the Kiba sword talks.
Yeah.
In the show and in both shows. It's like, it has a little, mouth on it. But in this, it's just like, zip, it flies away and like shoots a laser. And then they lose their powers because, dun dun dun, Zordon got murked.
Yeah, as he should.
Ivan Ooze slurps into Zordon's hole, and he just starts blasting. I mean, he's blasting. And there's gobs of goop everywhere, and then all of Zordon's little glowy tubes fall limp onto the ground. Alpha gets shocked and goes, ay, 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 ay. And then
Alpha's a fucking beta, dude.
Yeah, beta, huh? I would say, he's got a Sigma grind set, though. He's always out here.
He Alpha 5, more like beta cuck.
Yeah, okay.
That's what I would name him.
So then we see Zordon, and this is the first time in canon that we see Zordon, and maybe the only time.
I think so.
And up to this point, Zordon's been a giant glowy head, and he already looks really bad when the movie starts, because usually he's like a weird little like a VHS head with like scan lines, or like a Max Headroom kind of thing going on. Mm-hmm. Instead, now it's like very clearly like a dude with like white face paint on, and you're like, Rangers. So his little tube explodes, and it's revealed that tube isn't like getting like a signal from outer space or anything. The tube just has his like shriveled up old ass body in there, and we see a Marilyn Manson head attached to a giant ball sack. I like
a corn
you
husk.
said it was a corn husk. I was because he's got like, he's sitting like in a yoga pose where he's got like his, like his arms and like his legs tucked up. So it's just like, you can see his knees pressed up against the bottom of the corn husk. So you got these two big orbs, and like, it looks like an elephant balls.
Yeah.
It looks like elephant balls, but with a tiny little white guy's head on top. So funny.
It looked like he was wrapped in a tamale. Like that's
Yes.
what he could have been.
A Zord Molly?
Yeah. But he says, or they somehow find out they can go to a planet far away.
You must attain the great power. It's the only hope.
And they keep calling it just the Great Power. There's no like name for this ninjutsu stuff they're getting. It's just the Great Power.
So cool. It's like Lord of the Rings. If Tolkien can do it, so can Saban.
Saban and Brian something or other. Not Brian Singer. Some
I
other
was
guy.
going to say Brian Singer. That
Otherwise-
that chud.
This movie would have taken very different directions.
Mm-hmm. So they go there, and I love how it's just like immediate. Like, let's just get in. They're not going to look around. These birds start attacking them. And then this woman with these spinning rod sonars gets my rod so hard because it's something for daddy on screen, guys. Why is this woman so insanely scantily clad?
She's a smoke show. She's definitely there for the fellas. But yeah, I don't know. She knows Zordon. She's like Zordon's ex-girlfriend who turned into an owl.
Zordon? Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. That's probably the owl from the staircase,
You know what I always thought of these as when I was watching this on VHS as a kid? Did you ever have those like long, bendy little like tubes that if you like spun around and go whoo, 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 they would like make the loud whistling noise and just annoy the heck out of your parents, your neighbors? It was like a vuvuzela, but like for children. That's what this like her special staff thing reminded me of.
Super silly.
Yeah. Did you know I believe it's the woman from Law and Order SVU, the like main character lady,
Yeah.
one of the lead detectives. She was supposed to originally be this woman.
No way. I didn't. Oh, I mean, admittedly, I don't know the SVU gal off the top of my head, but also that's amazing that we could have had that as a tether, a connecting point. So she is like, oh, Zordon, then you're cool. Then let me give you some ninja powers, and for that, I'm gonna have to throw some stuff into a fire and sense your spirit, right? So the sequence we get is extremely funny, and up until literally yesterday, I thought that like this was on purpose, and it was just like a really like sad thing. But she's like, you, Kimberly, are swift and daring. You'll be the crane. You, Billy, are so smart, and you're a good hunter boy. You're so cool. You're a wolf. And you, Rocky, are so strong. You're going to be an ape. And then she walks up to the Black Ranger, and he's like, I'm a frog. And she's like, yep.
Well, she says, because you're a handsome prince.
No, it's so you can kiss yes, like one that could be kissed to turn into a handsome prince. But it's just like such a blow-offy kind of thing.
Because you're so ugly right now.
No, she's like, yeah, and I need you to stay here and do whatever I say. Yes, Mr. Vash the Stampede in the future.
Well, okay, so yesterday I was watching an interview with like all of them, and he, like, the Vash Stampede himself came up with the idea, what if I'm sad that, because like he was like, originally it was like, because you're agile and like you're so like swift or whatever, you know, because you're quick on your feet, you're a frog. But he was like, frogs are dumb. And he's like, what if I'm sad that it's a frog and then she kisses me? And then the director was like, okay, we'll film one take of that. And then everyone was like, this is a good take. And they clapped, and then they said, it's in the movie.
No.
Which actually translates to, yeah, it's good enough. We don't need to do another.
It's fine. I don't care anymore. You can tell this is already where the movie is starting to nosedive in quality. It is noticeable now because like the fight with the Tenga, the Owl Boys earlier is like super like poorly choreographed. They're just in human form, and then they don't like outwit or outfight the birds. They get scared off with little whistle sticks. And then a little bit later, after getting their ninja powers, they do fight a giant skeletal like
so badass.
Triceratops. But you can see that like they couldn't quite figure out how to make the legs move. So instead, like anytime there's a big wide shot and you see the monster charge towards them, the legs just kind of drag on the ground.
But so we flash back to Earth.
Sorry,
and
you're right. Yeah,
Ivan Ooze. I gotta tell you guys, wizards on the boardwalk sell the best quality products. Especially if they're a strange wizard, specifically marketing it towards children. That's what Ivan, he's dressed up as a wizard to cover his double dog dick chin. And he's having a blast and he's always rhyming. And he says, give this to your parents. And then we flash to firefighter skydiving dad. And he sees this Ivan's ooze on there. And I'm like,
he's like, huh.
He immediately fingers it, then sniffs it. And then I'm like, why would you do that?
Why would you do that?
And Nicole says, ooze gets horny too, you know.
I was like constantly just like riffing through this whole movie.
And also
for
again,
my
guys,
own sanity.
Nicole
Fair.
did not take any notes. That's why I am bringing up things she said while this movie was going on.
Fair. Yeah, I don't. The dad just kind of walks in and is like, "What's this? What's this jar of stuff doing here?" And just slaps, shoves his hand into the jar. Is like, "Oh, that looks weird. Let me give this a big old sniff." And then he gets electrocuted. And he's like, "Brainwashed now." And at this point, Ivan Ooze has banished Rita Repulsa and Zedd from their domain, and he's taken over as number one bad guy.
And they're in a
instead
snow
of doing
globe.
anything in Rita Repulsa's lair, which has been shown to be able to make monsters, he's like, okay, I'm going to go to an abandoned factory and make ooze somehow.
He's jacking off into jars.
Somehow he's able to create his own ooze, but like in gobs, in heaps of amounts. And his plan is to make enough of his own goop and then dig up his ectomorphicons or necromorphicons.
All I know is they look like trash, and I think we can just flash forward to this final fight scene because we're going long on time.
Sorry, yeah.
Guys, Godzilla vs. Destroya was released in 1995. Why? It could have looked so fucking good if it was a big budget movie, Power Ranger style fight instead of this Beast Wars looked better than what they were giving us.
Beast Wars absolutely looked better. The lighting is all off. There's just the CGI, like toad, ape, like the things that there are practical props for in Japan. as this is being filmed, by the way. They've replaced it all with like the worst CGI you've ever seen. And then they make equally bad CGI for the two ectomorphicons, which one is an ant and the other one is a scorpion thing. They kill the scorpion and then Ivan Ooze goes and stretches into his ant boy.
Which was some Freddy Krueger shit.
Yeah.
It was some Freddy Krueger shit. It was absolutely Freddy Krueger shit.
Oh, it was
And then
so
he
disgusting.
Slurps up that guy's backside and then turns him into an even bigger ant with wings and Ivan Ooze's head.
So gross.
But terrible CGI. The worst CGI. And then they punch each other a little bit. They fly into outer space. And then Billy goes, wait a minute. Remember that comet that I said 3 hours ago was coming towards Earth? Anyway, let's throw him into that. And Aisha's like, don't worry, I'm on it. And presses the press in case of emergencies button, which makes the robot stiffly, because the CGI is so bad, stiffly knee Ivan Ooze in the balls. And he goes, oh, and flies as they throw him into a meteor. And then they fly back home. We get another action boy now, action girl now situation as fireworks explode in the background. Everyone's like, wow, the Power Rangers are so cool. Excellent film, 10 on 10. Loved it.
Nicole said Big Ivan Ooze is laughable.
Awful.
And it's so bad. Nicole, you were going to say something?
Oh, in case of emergency, knee him in the balls.
Yeah, it's the that's my purse, I don't know you button.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Also,
my purse, I don't know you.
there's this whole B plot of the kids trying to like save the parents because they're brainwashed. And they're on a monorail and it breaks. And then the Eagle Zord that Tommy has, I guess, is the perfect girth and length of
And
a
has
monorail.
rails on its back.
Yeah.
Perfectly.
It is able to still, like nothing happened, travel
Yeah.
along. It was so fucking ridiculous. This movie is great in a trashy way. I will say that. I give it like a 3.5 out of 5 stars with a like on Letterboxd.
That's fair, yeah.
And yeah, this movie's insane. Corridor Crew, and I meant to watch it after we watched this. Corridor Crew did a bad CGI, good CGI stuff just on Power Rangers, and they talked about this, and I forgot the reason why, because Nicole's like, why would you make it chrome like that? That seems like it's so bad. There was a specific reason why a lot of older...
It was a plugin. It was an early like plugin that was just like how like you could render a CGI model. It was easy.
Yeah, and that's why everything was chrome looking.
Otherwise, it would just vanish into the background because it's like supposed to be a nighttime sequence.
Oh yeah.
Just a dude in a crappy suit would have been infinitely better. Just send the Turbozord cardboard box over to America and have that stomp in and be punching a guy in a little shiny like tinfoil suit. 10 on 10. This would have been a perfect movie if they had done that. But sadly, they chose the worst possible path forward.
Yeah, a perfect movie.
Yeah, guys.
Perfect film, flawless.
It would have been. Nicole, do you want to watch the Turbo one?
I don't care.
There's a pirate ship in it.
Like on my own free time?
No, for this show.
There's only one fight sequence, and it happens on the pirate ship.
Ooh.
And it lasts for 2 minutes and like 35 seconds. I timed it because we were so mad about how little fighting was happening.
But there's stuff for daddy in that one, though, so that's okay.
That's true. There's stuff for... there's a little bit... Yeah. Okay, actually, no, you're right. There's a lot of stuff for daddy.
Is
That's
there
true.
ooze on there?
No, there's no ooze. Ivan Ooze is
no.
in this and only this.
Yeah, sadly.
No, but I was saying,
there's...
is there literal ooze?
Oh, I don't know.
Because the dad fingered it. Never mind.
Oh, no, I didn't even... I missed the joke. I'm so sorry. I get it
Also,
now. That was
Nicole,
good.
even if you're doing one of these things, consistent volume, baby.
Yeah, I mean, I was doing that. It was like part of the bit or whatever.
It's still bad. It's harder for me to edit, you know? You got to think about a broadcaster, you know?
All right.
This is that broadcast shit.
Mm-hmm.
These
Yeah, that's
white
fair.
broadcasts, am I right? Broadcasts everywhere. I'm just fucking
don't
had it
know.
with these broads cast, am I right?
I'm gonna leave.
Hold on, R2 saying something. Let's see what R2 saying. I look away from the screen, forgot James didn't have his shirt, had his shirt off, look back, and jump.
Yeah, you said you would show your stomach, not take your entire shirt off.
Yeah, but oh man, it got 5 degrees cooler in here when I took this off.
Oh, there you go. I thought that, but the stream heated up.
Oh yeah, baby. Yeah, because then we got raided.
Oh,
Yeah?
yeah, okay, yeah.
That's why I have the windscreens,
And we got
baby.
twice as many bots.
Oh, yeah.
Please stop.
Rob, thank you so much for coming along.
Absolutely. I'm glad I could share in this movie with you. It's some trash cinema, and I'm always glad to like direct people's attention towards trash.
Some good hot trash.
What you got to plug?
But check out my my podcast, Tokyo Lives. Or if you want, you can also look back on one of our older episodes. I do like a spinoff called Tokyo Signals, which is like just for TV shows and like OVAs. And we talked about Shinesman. That's a plug. Watch Shinesman. It's on YouTube, and it's one of the best Sentai anime ever made.
Yeah.
Okay, damn.
Wait, you watched it, Nicole?
Did I?
What?
Yes,
Yeah.
with us. We did when we were on the show.
Okay, damn.
Hell yeah, guys. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Heck yeah.
Nicole, what you got to plug?
Oh, gosh. Darling Homebody and whatever.
Hell yeah. Hey guys, go to patreon.com/MLM pod, where for $5 a month you get exclusive podcasts. Ooh, baby, such as Engage with Nicolas Cage, This Existed, Death from Above, a Sam and Max podcast. And starting this month, probably when this is out in a podcast form, we have the episode up. Bonus episode once a month of Mostly Speakin' Sentai, where we are breaking down Akiba Ranger.
Ooh, yes. Oh, I really want to. I just personally just want to watch that show. It looks so good.
It's
I've
so
seen like
good.
a few episodes. It's classic. 10 on 10 show.
Like the pacing of that show, when you're like, oh, okay, first few episodes, I know what this show is, but they keep building and escalating, and it's so fucking good, guys. Check it out. And patreon.com/MLM pod. But if you're a $10 patron, you get exclusive podcasts such as the brand new Straight to Patreon, where we watch a straight to video movie with our friends, then give them dinner as well. It's a dinner and a movie if they show up, and we discuss, and then we pretty much, because I don't want to edit it, it goes straight to Patreon. I don't edit. All I do is balance things out so it's audible for you to listen to, and then you're having a good time. You also get previous watch-alongs, previous live streams that are exclusive to that $10 tier, and shout-outs on every single free feed podcast. So let's begin with those, starting with Steve F., Eric Berry of Ranger Command Power Hour, Alex Z, The Waz, Orion, he's a rapper, Defo, D-F-O, Kayla, aka Two Grapes, Jordan B, The Chaos Witch, oh my god, it's Joshua Jacus, Nicole's brother. Next, we have Steve Barnes, intro void of Sweet Child of Time, the podcast him and I co-host, which we're discussing Ninja Steel on there because it's a Wheel of Time podcast, and Zoe Robbins was on both of those. And we ran out of episodes of Wheel of Time to discuss. Next is my mother, the womb in which I came from. And finally, Lil Corey's BFF and roommate, Shane. I've been James.
I'm Nicole.
And I'm Rob.
And we've been
Mostly
Speakin' Sentai. Bye-bye.
Oh, bye, everyone.
This has been a Marshland Media production, produced by James McCollum. For more content, please visit MLMpod.com. To support our network and have access to exclusive podcasts, head over to patreon.com/MLMpod and sign up today. Oh, yeah. Do you have the script I sent you pulled up?
Yes.
All right.
Let me. And you wanted me to be Zordon?
Yes, Zordon.
You're forcing another person into this?
Yes, absolutely.
Jesus
Yeah, I read
Christ.
through it and I was like, okay, I think I'm just going to be Zordon.
Okay, so Nicole will be playing all the female characters. I will be reading stage direction. You will be Zordon, and I will also be every other character.
If you want, I can be Billy.
Okay, yeah.
I can say daddies do die.
Okay. Well, don't give things away. We're live now.
Oh, we're live? Oh,
Yes.
shoot.
Oh, no.
jeez. Oh, no.
They know something now.
The spoilers have begun already. I'm sorry.
Spoilin' and boilin', baby.
Just can't help myself, you
Like
know?
bananas in the sun.
Like
Just
bananas
like
in the
bananas.
mist.
In this. Oh.